Good evening, everyone. So today is Saturday the 30th of May 2026. We're all gathering this time to do this evening chanting to show our respect and veneration to the Buddha for his kindness and compassion. Tomorrow is full moon of Vesak. We are having the one-day retreat starting from 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock we'll do a short puja, morning chanting, and then meditation. And we'll continue up to around 11 o'clock and offer the Buddha puja and offering the food. And in the afternoon we'll do again the special puja to show our respect to the Buddha, basically celebrating his birthday, his success, and his death anniversary. 3 monks left today, go down to England. So tonight they will be in Manchester and then expected to arrive in London, Wimbledon, maybe Monday. And we'll spend some time there, a couple of days, and we'll return back to Aberdeen. And day after tomorrow, center is closed for the public. So I will be taking my own retreat here at the center. So it's been a couple of days that I've been reading and explaining the life of the Buddha due to these days are celebrating his birth, his enlightenment, and his passing away day. So this morning I spoke about his enlightenment, and on the full moon day of Vesak, early morning, he became the Buddha. Sometimes I used to question that full moon will be in the night, so we better celebrate the night time than the afternoon. But often we celebrate in the afternoon. So we take the enlightenment of the Buddha in the morning. So as the full moon ends and day break, and that's how we are celebrating the Vesak day. And later on, the celebration of the Vesak day expanded so much that the entire whole May month of May, became the celebration of a Vesak in various countries, in various ways, in various towns. And especially here in the West, Vesak celebration has been celebrated in the different weeks of the May by different organizations, including in the different temples. And this again, I see it as the adaptation, adapting to the culture that Buddhist holidays, you can't get the holidays. So you have to adjust the days that you are free. Some even ask the question that, does that mean that the Buddhists don't have a faith in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, in their religion, so they become very flexible rather than celebrating on the same day like other faiths? They are very strict. They would rather not go to the work and stay at home and celebrate. And my response was that a Buddha never forced anyone to celebrate or to make it a big issue. Wisely, celebration is required. So as a result, when the situation and a community and the country doesn't support, then you have to find ways to skillfully celebrating it. So as a result, in the West, the Buddhists are celebrating these full moons or special days in the weekends, so that it won't affect to their day-to-day life, as well as they're maintaining the tradition. So even the Vesak celebration, fortunately this year it falls into the weekend, and the rest of other times, occasionally it falls the weekend, but mostly weekdays. And as a result, it's very difficult to organize the celebration. Nevertheless, now we've been practicing it and celebrating it in different ways, different forms. So it's a Vesak day. And since 20 years ago, just over 20 years ago, UN adopted the Vesak day as the day of kindness and compassion, and it should be celebrated. So every UN building are celebrating this event, which is the reason why I was attending the Vesak celebration in Zurich, Geneva, just last month, to celebrate the Vesak, and also in New York building, and this year's UN Vesak celebration organized in China, and Thailand also celebrating, and so on. So Buddhist, this Vesak celebration now is not only remain for the Buddhists, now it became the celebration to create awareness of a kindness and a compassion. And this all started from the time that the Buddha gained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, 2569 plus 35 years ago. That's a long time ago. And the Buddha Gaya, where the Bodhi tree, under which the Buddha attained the enlightenment, has become the central of a Buddhist pilgrimage. People from around the world, hundreds of thousands of people visit every year, hoping to connect the teachings. And as the Buddha also said before his departure, that if anyone would like to remember and reflect the teachings, is encouraged to visit among the four sites, the sites where the Buddha was born, his enlightenment, and his first discourse, given the first discourse, and his passing away. As a result, people normally go and seeks to cultivate merits as well as connect with the teachings of the Buddha. And Buddha himself, after his enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, he spent 7 weeks, 7 weeks around the vicinity of the Bodhi tree, reflecting, contemplating, appreciating, and so on, and formalizing his findings. According to the scriptures, it suggests that the first 7 days he contemplated his enlightenment. So he remained under the Bodhi tree and delighting his attainment of enlightenment or attainment of a Nibbana. So during this time, he contemplated the law of a dependent origination, starting from the ignorance, the avijja. Ignorant is the condition to arise the sankhara, the formation, and formation is the condition to arise the consciousness, and consciousness is the condition to arise the mind-body. Mind-body is conditioned to arise the 6 senses, contact, and so on. So he was contemplating on that, the conditioning to create as well as the conditioned to fade away. So for whole 7 days, he was reflecting on how great these teachings, that how things connects and conditions to one another, showing that how all the phenomena arises together in a interdependent, in a cause and effect. So it is a conditioned reality, or a interdependent arising, which is the third noble truth. So the Buddha was contemplating on that again and again, up and down for 7 days, simply to formalizing his findings. And after that, another 7 days, he went on to sit under the Bodhi, under the Ajapala tree, which is not far away from that Bodhi tree, and sat under that tree and resting. And he rested there for 7 days. And here, during that time when he was sitting under that tree, it suggests that there was one Brahmin came, or one wanderer ascetic came to see him, seeing him, saying that your complexions are so pure and so charming, bright. Whom have you become a monk? Who is your teacher? Who are you? And the conversation is quite interesting. That conversation goes on saying that, are you a celestial being? Are you a serpent? Are you an angel? Are you a human? And Buddha denied all of them, even the human, he denied. Then at the end he said, then who are you? And the Buddha replied that I am the Buddha. Having heard the word Buddha, this wanderer ascetic thought that he's just a bluffing, How could one become the Buddha? The attainment of the Buddha is so hard. And someone sitting under the tree in the forest claiming that he is the Buddha was like something like a joke for him. So he simply said, maybe, maybe. So that's why his nickname known as Karaka. So he said he just made a gesture of maybe, maybe, and he walked away. So that was the time that he met, and that he did not understand that he actually the Buddha, and he didn't open his mind to listen the Dhamma from the Buddha. So he walked away. So that was the second 7 days of the Buddha after he became enlightened. And then from there he also moved on practicing. From there, Ajapala Nigrodha 3, he went to the Muchalinda 3, which is again not that far away in that southeast of the Bodhi tree. He remained there for 7 days, and he declared that the solitude is the blissful for those who have realized the Dhamma. Non-violence is blissful, dispassion and transcendental of all the aspects of essential delight in blissful. So he also further said that, and it is blissful to abandon pride and ego, riding on self of asamimana, or a conceit of a self. So that's the time he also reflected on that. And here, Muchalinda, this is the place after that he was again sitting there, and a heavy rain comes, and according to the legend, the great serpent comes and protects him from the wind, from the rain. So hence the reason you may see that the Buddha is sitting. Some sculptures, Buddha is sitting on the serpent body, and the serpent is giving like an umbrella. So that's the story coming from that time. And then from there, the Buddha went on another 7 days to under the Rajayatana, the south of the Bodhi tree, and 2 merchants came, Tapasu and Baluka, who were the businessmen, and they, after hearing the Buddha, they became devoted to the Buddha and asked something from the Buddha. Then Buddha took his hair and gave these to 2 merchants, and it is believed that those hairs taken to Myanmar and built the pagoda and enshrined in those pagodas. So hence the reason in Myanmar there are thousands of pagodas and venerated, and some of the main ones believe that the Buddha's hairs have been enshrined. So likewise, there are other moments that there was another 7 days Buddha simply did the walking meditation back and forth towards the Bodhi tree, and another day just staring at the Bodhi tree for the expression of appreciation and gratitude, allowing him to sit and gain the enlightenment. And then after he spent such time, and he was at the Ajapala tree, went back to Ajapala tree, and then he channeled his knowledge to know the beings, and thinking that this is quite sublime teachings, that the people, those who are indulge in a sensual passion and sensual pleasure, would not able to understand the Dhamma. So he decided not to teach. Rather, he would just meditate and attain the Nirvana from that seat. And that actually shocked the entire cosmos. And the Brahma, the celestial being from a Brahma Loka, thought that this is going to be really bad. So he went down to the Buddha and asked requested to teach. And that's how then he began his journey again to teach the Dhamma for the welfare of all the beings. And that's how the dispensation begins. And the journey to teach for 45 years begins from there. And that's the 45 years of his teachings later became Buddhism, and that's the Buddhism we are studying and practicing to make sense of it. I stop here and will continue following chapters later on. So with this in mind, let's do the chanting.